BlackBerry.com.
Hi everyone, Adam Zeiss here for BlackBerry.com. I'm going to just take a quick look at the differences in the browser between the devices here. I have a T-Mobile Bold 9700 running 3G and Wi-Fi on T-Mobile, and I have the Torch 9800 here on AT&T 3G and Wi-Fi. So we know we have the old mildly crappy or fairly crappy web browser here on the Bold 9700. And then we have the new WebKit browser here on the Torch 9800. So we're just going to run through and load up a couple of sites so we can see the differences and load times and just how the sites render and things like that. So we're going to jump in here to the BlackBerry mobile site. You can see it kind of trudges along at first and then it loads up pretty quick, but it is a mobile optimized site. So once we get things kicking in there, then you can see we're jumped in there and the mobile site is up and running. Just like that, and then we'll jump over to our Torch here and go to the BlackBerry.com mobile site, and it loads right up there super quick. And then the fun thing we can do here is actually exit the mobile view and check out the full site. So you can see it loads up pretty quick there on the Torch, but it is a fairly intensive site, so it does take a minute or so. And then we'll do the same thing on the 9700, and you can see just how long it takes to load it up. But there we've pretty much got the whole thing loaded up there on the 9800, and it's coming through. But on the 9700 it's just kind of chilling out while it chunks away at everything, so it's kind of a pain. So we're done over here, so we can check it out. You know, we have all the fun now. We can flick through and scroll and all that good stuff. Do a little double tap, zoom in, reformats the text, and we can jump back out. We can do one of these guys, and then we can check out our Bold 9700 and see that we're not even halfway done loading. So that in itself just goes to show how nice and breezy the 9800 browser is. So we'll kill that. The next one I want to jump over to here, we can check out the Google Reader site. This has been kind of a crusade of mine to find decent RSS and Google Reader support on BlackBerry. So I use the iPhone optimized Google Reader site, and it loads up pretty well on the 9700, but it's kind of a pain to navigate around. But it's the closest thing I found to a decent actual Google app for RSS. But you can see here it loads up. It's pretty quick overall. It definitely gives you a good version, but you can see when you scroll over things there's no real links. It just kind of changes to a cursor, but you can still click on it, pops the articles open, and then we can close them back up like that. So, but it's actually quickly becoming one of my favorite sites here on the Torch. You can see it loads up very smooth and fires up, and it actually looks really good. You can flick through your feeds, and then we have our little drop downs up top here. You can go back to check out all your feeds. So this shows you your whole list here, and then we have our there's a little refresh button on the side there. We can check that out. You can see we have our show all, add subscription, but we'll go ahead and jump back into all items here, and you can just see it's pretty cool the way it's laid out, and it's nice. You can just tap on one, pops it right open there, and you're good to go. So that one's that, and then the next one, this is actually one that I discovered yesterday for the first time. I've always been a big Internet Movie Database user, but they've only always had a full site, so it was really a pain to navigate to the full site and try to scrounge up any info at all. But you can see now they have a mobile site. I have no idea where the heck it came from, but there it is. It loads up well on the 9700, so you can navigate around. It's got a little search box up top there. Very cool. And then we'll do the same thing on our Torch. We'll head to imdb.com and let that guy load up. And there we go. You can see we have it all fired up. It looks great. So it loads pretty much the same amount of time. It's not too terrible between the two devices. And last but not least, we'll do one of the most different sites that I found that I frequent. We'll go to ESPN.com, and when we jump to it from the 9700, it's going to load up the mobile site, which is the ESPN mobile web. So here it's laid out. It's just got tons and tons of links and all kinds of crap on it. So nothing too fancy. But if we drop to it on our 9800 here, we can see when it gets loaded up, it actually gives you the fancier mobile website, which is got a totally different layout. See, it's got a little ticker that scrolls through there, so you can actually switch to the games. You can tap on it, and it brings you to the page. So it's kind of like having your own little ESPN app, in a sense. And it's just totally different from the actual site that you end up with on the regular BlackBerry browser. So see, we can have the menu you can pull up, close it up just like that. We can flip it around. So that's it. So that's just a quick example of how different sites load on the different browsers. A little speed comparison and how things look. So overall, obviously, Torch 9800 WebKit browser, definitely the way to go.